LifePointe friends. I'm Kristi, and this is Jodi, and we're here to give you some stress relief as well as just kind of give you some gentle movement with a few different forms that we do in Tai Chi. So with our Tai Chi exercises, we're trying to warm up the whole body. I will begin with head exercises, shoulders, all the way through. We'll do 2 exercises with each individual body part. And then Jodi will give you some instruction on some of our relaxation that we do within Tai Chi and show you one of our forms that we would perform. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Before we get started, I want your feet about shoulder width apart. Feet might slightly be turned out if that is comfortable for you. If you need a chair to sit down and do these exercises, you can do that, or hold on to a countertop, you can do that as well when we get to the balancing exercises. I want you to think about your body nice and tall, as if you were a string and you're pulling that string at the top and you're pulling it down at the bottom. So we don't want a big arch in your back, nice and tall, but loose and not tight. Let's bring those hands up to shoulder height. Turn those palms over. Draw that chin in toward your neck as you're pushing your hands toward your body. Gently press those hands out and away and slowly drop that chin into your chest. So as we warm up that neck, we're going full range of motion, bringing those hands up to shoulder height. Feel that gentle resistance that you're pushing in and out against. And slowly, slowly, slowly drop your chin back in towards your neck. I want you to inhale as you come up. Exhale as you pull in. Inhale as you push out. And exhale as you draw. The next exercise, you're going to bend your left arm. Looking at the middle finger, bottom hand is pressing gently toward the floor, and you're going to turn your neck toward your left. Smoothly bring that hand back in towards center. Exchange a magic ball in between your hands, and now you're going to look toward that right side as you gently push away with your left hand. Draw that hand back in. Everything in Tai Chi is smooth, controlled, and continuous. So we want to take that breath in as we turn our neck, filling up that lower abdominal region, and then exhale as you come back in towards center. Inhale as you're turning your head. Exhale as you move back towards center. Our next area is going to be our shoulders. So draw those hands down and gently roll those shoulders to the front. Remember, each exercise we're going to do 3 times and then reverse it. Let's go 3 times toward the back. Big shoulder rolls, smooth, full range of motion. And then turn those palms to the front and draw a big circle out and around right above your head, and then grab some energy and push it down in towards your feet. You're going to inhale as you rise and exhale as you push down. Feel that gentle resistance as you pull those hands up. And it's a magic bubble that you're pushing down into the floor. Our next area is going to be the spine. So you're going to pretend that you're holding a ball. Left hand's on top, right hand's on bottom. And you're going to push down with that top hand. That bottom hand turns over and pushes up the ceiling, up away from your head. So you draw the palms toward each other. As they pass each other, That bottom hand rolls over and pushes up the ceiling. We're going to inhale as we come through all the way up to the top, and exhale as we come down. Now remember, if you can't do that same breathing technique, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can. Just remember to breathe. Opening up the vertebrae, creating space, and we'll finish off with this last hand, pushing up and away. And then our next back exercise will start just as the same as we did the other one. Left hand's on top, right hand's on bottom. We're going to turn from your waist this time. You're going to turn off to the side, and you're going to exchange your hands and then turn over toward the other side. Bottom hand comes up, top hand goes under, palms remain facing each other as you twist through that lower spine. We're going to inhale as we turn, and exhale as we come back towards center. Inhale as we turn, and exhale, and we'll land back in center again. So those are our upper body movements. Now we're going to work into a little more balance. So again, this is where you may need to grab onto a chair or a countertop if you're not steady on your feet. We're going to work through the hips. Our first exercise is going to float those hands up just under shoulder height. You're going to push some air behind you as you shift into that right leg, and you're going to lift your left leg up and gently touch that heel out in front of you. As you draw your hands back to the front, that foot comes up. If you need to touch ground in the middle, you can touch ground, or you can continue all the way back to that corner. You're going to inhale as you pick up that foot, gently lay that foot on the floor, and then inhale, and then exhale. Keeping that weight in your right leg and barely even touching the floor, just enough to regain that balance. One more time all the way through. And step side by side. Shift weight, same thing, other side. Float those hands up. Feel that resistance as your palms push back and shift that weight. Heel goes to the front, toe comes to the back. Keep that body nice and tall. And remember, you do not have to take that foot out very far. If your balance is a little shaky, you can just put that toe just barely back behind you or just barely back in front of you. And then all the way through, step wide and side by side. We're going to shift our weight over towards your left side. Top hand, left hand is going to slide slightly in front of the bottom hand. Bottom hand is going to be near your elbow. You're going to shift your weight as if you're holding onto a wall, and you're going to toe tap out to the side. Slide those hands back in the middle. Now your right hand goes out, left hand is under, and shift your weight and toe tap. So your hands are holding nice and close. Toe tap is out to the side. To the opposite side, your hands are holding on to. Remembering to breathe. As we start to balance, sometimes we forget to breathe and we hold our breath. And then we're going to step side by side. Those are our hip movements. Now we're going to move into the knees. I want you to make gentle fists right by your hips. And we're going to shift into that right leg and toe tap with the left one. So the knee comes up, toe tap out in front. At the same time, your opposite hand is going to punch in front. And then step back. So you shift weight, you're tapping out with your right foot, Left hand is the one doing the punching. Now that's the lower level. If you're feeling confident, you can take that knee and then instead of touching the floor, extend it out in front of you. Remember to keep your weight in that back leg as the front one either taps the floor as Jodi's doing or extends fully. So remember, always choose your level. You can do these seated on the floor. It doesn't work your balance, but will still get that range of motion that is necessary for you. The next move is very similar, except instead of tapping the toe, we're going to land on our heel. So we're going to shift our weight. You're going to step forward slightly, heel ball toe landing, jab with your hand, and shift your weight into that front leg. And you're going to shift back into that back leg, gently lift that leg, slow and controlled step. Shift, heel ball toe landing, jab with that opposite hand. Draw that elbow back into your waist and soft step as you land and shift weight. Inhale, and then exhale as you lunge. Inhale as you're trying to stand back up. Exhale, step. Last one. Good. So those are our two knees. Now we're down to our feet. I want you to hold two hands right underneath your belly button, about 3 fingers underneath that belly button. That's where your center of gravity is, and so that's where we want to hold nice and firm. We're going to shift your weight into your left leg, and we're going to tap with the right, and we're going to do toe to heel, toe to heel. We're working that ankle with a full extension and then a flexion. Full extension and then flexion. Soft landing as you step back to the center, shifting weight, and same thing with the other foot, toe to heel. Soft landing. This next one's going to be a little more difficult, still working through the ankles, but we're going to go inside of the foot and outside of your foot. So we're going to tap that toe in one spot, big toe, and we're going to try to take that little toe and put it in that same spot. It's as if you're trying to tap your toe in a pool of water and not make any ripples. Nice and soft. And then both feet side by side. Again, as we go to one foot, remember to breathe. Nice and gentle, smooth. Trying to get that inside of the foot so we see that, and then the outside. And then we'll step side by side and shift weight. So those are our typical warm-ups for Tai Chi. Now Jodi's going to lead you in the next section.
Thank you, Kristi. That was great. With the warm-up exercises, like Kristi mentioned, we do these in both of the programs we offer here at LifePointe. We offer a Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. We also offer a Tai Chi for beginners. So I'm going to move on to a little bit of a stress relief. As you can see, Tai Chi is very effective for balance and is also very good for stress relief. We open up channels of the body that create energy and also a sense of calmness. That's why we call it a mind-body exercise. Tai Chi is actually a martial art, and it was developed 3,000 years ago in China. But we use it now, we go much slower, and we use it for a little bit different purpose than what it was initially started. So we're gonna do a breath called the Dantian breath. So underneath your belly button, if you wanna place your fingers there, there's a space. So we wanna go about an inch below the belly button. This is your main energy center right here. So we want to create breath that reaches into certain areas of our body. What that's going to do for us is completely utilize the diaphragm and the lungs. It's going to provide oxygen to all areas of the body, which is going to create energy. So if you'd like to, you can close your eyes while you do this, but go ahead and place your fingertips below the belly button. You can be standing or seated, but I want you to breathe in and out of your nose. And you want to try to feel this area expand. So you want it to feel it open and close like a balloon. We're inflating and deflating. That's what it should feel like. Try that a couple more breaths. Now don't be discouraged because sometimes it just takes a lot of practice. But you want to try to breathe really deeply and able for that area to move as you breathe. How did that feel, Kristi?
Good.
Good? Okay.
I think this would be good for our people in the hospital beds too.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. All right, the next step we're going to do is we're just going to bring our hands around our waist. Okay? So you should feel the ribs in the front, the side, and the back. All of that area. If you have trouble with that, it's okay to just do one side at a time. Okay? But we want to just bring those hands and the thumb behind and the hands around the side and front ribs. And just relax your shoulders. We're going to lift and open up through the chest. And now as you breathe, I want you to inhale, again like the balloon. Feel that inflate, and then exhale, deflate. Do that a couple more times. Now as we open and close the rib cage, we also want to feel the ribs pushing downward as we exhale. That might be a little more challenging for some people. So breathe in, feel the rib cage slightly lift and open. And as you exhale, feel the rib cage push down slightly and back in. Let's try that 2 more times. Good, 1 more. Now, a lot of times people will be able to feel the ribs move in front. The key is to breathe into the side and back as well. So, that feel pretty good? Okay.
Yep. Very relaxing.
Good. All right. The last area we're going to focus on is the back area. So also in your ribs, you have these intercostal muscles. So when you're breathing right, you help develop those muscles between your ribs. Right now, though, we're going to find our lower spine. So just bring the hands behind your back. And this one's a little bit harder. So again, don't be discouraged. It's something to just practice. If you want to bring your thumb right at the top of your hip bone, and then bring your fingers towards the center where your spine is. So Kristi, show you there. Good. All right, now what you're going to try to do is feel this area move as you breathe. So let's try it. It's a little harder, so just try it a couple more times. You might have to push your fingers in there a little bit deeper. All right, 1 more. Good, and relax. Another thing about breathing correctly is we're not just using our lungs and diaphragm. You're using the pelvic floor, you're using your back muscles, you're utilizing a lot of areas of your body when you breathe correctly. And that's very important, like I mentioned, for energy, and also just to keep your lungs and diaphragm healthy, which is very important, obviously. So moving on from that Dantian breath, we're going to add a movement called open and close. So we're going to take our hands up, facing each other like we're holding onto a little energy ball. We want to make sure the shoulders are down and the elbows are relaxed. Good. Now, you actually do have, this is an acupuncture point in your palms, and you actually do have energy created with your hands. So what we want to do is feel that gentle resistance in the air again, like Kristi talked about. And as you breathe in, you're just going to open gently. You don't want to go any further than your shoulders, okay? And as you exhale, you want to feel that energy pushing back inward. And don't go all the way together. It should be about right around the face. So the distance as we breathe in, shoulder distance, and then we breathe out to head distance. And I want you to feel like this is effortless. So my fingers are relaxed. And I feel that gentle resistance, almost like I'm in a pool of water. And then connect that strong Dantian breath to this movement. And just feel how it's starting to make you feel more relaxed and more calm. Let's try 2 more here. And last one. And then relax. So this is simply something you can do throughout your day. You want to make sure you're not doing it while you're driving, but throughout the day to keep yourself calm and relaxed if you're facing any challenges or any stressful situations or events. So that is a simple move that we wanted to show you. Again, Tai Chi can be for everybody. We have people that do it in chairs or need a chair for balance. And I just had knee replacement not too long ago, and Tai Chi is working great for me right now too. So it's pretty much for everybody. And we are going to move on then to our cool down. Do you have anything else you want to add, Kristi, before we do that?
I think that was really good. I just think
Okay.
it's very important that we're doing the breathing to try to help relax us, and it can be done anywhere, as Jodi said.
Yes.
So,
yes, it can. Tai Chi doesn't take any special equipment. It takes very little room, obviously. And we do want you to remember, we do have these classes that we offer here at LifePointe, and we really look forward to seeing everybody when you come back.
Because we miss you.
We miss you, and we know that we all need the stress relief. So I'm going to go ahead and do the cool-down exercises. There's only 3 of them. Okay, so it's not quite as involved as the warm-up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is find that strong stance Kristi talked about, and we're just going to tighten and release. Okay, so just kind of tighten your muscles up and then relax them. Try that again. This is a good one to do throughout the day too, especially if you know that you hold tension in your body. Let's try one more. Okay, we're going to make a gentle fist and just gently tap your thigh as you lift it. Kind of closes down the energy pool. Now, we usually do each exercise about 3 times, but if you want to do it more than that, that's perfectly fine. All right, and then we're going to gather chi again. So we're going to take the energy that we created, and we're going to push it right down to our center. And we breathe in and out. And as we breathe, we want you to breathe through your nose, but sometimes people like to exhale out of their mouth, and that's okay too. Let's try one more. Just breathe, try to breathe in through the nose. All right. And that is it for our first series of Tai Chi. Thank you for joining us.